Good morning, you nutters. Today we're doing a bit of a different one. It's a bit of a chilled video, but it's an awesome one at the same time. You don't want to miss it because we are going through the most controversial moments filmed on Top Gear that brought in the most complaints and the most issues for the programme, and we're going to discuss whether we think they're as controversial as they were made out to be, and we're just going to have our opinion on it. Which is the most important thing on the internet.
We get loads of letters on this show, very angry ones, from people who say that we don't do enough affordable cars, you know, family cars. One particularly angry caller last week rang the BBC duty log saying we were a disgrace. Well, Mr. Needham, check this out. That is the new Vauxhall Corsa. And moving on now. We've had a number of complaints about last week's show. People said it was cruel to blow up a cow. Well, I want to make it absolutely plain. Right now, no cow was hurt in the making of that film. Its death was instantaneous.
That's just satire, though. I mean, this is typical. I mean, maybe I resonate with Clarkson a bit because he's just silly, right? After spending 8 years in the Marines, blokes will say stuff just to get a reaction, and that's all he's doing. I mean, I do it on my videos as well. You just play up to the camera a little bit, and of course they haven't blown up a bloody cow. And if it was blown up, I'm sure it was a quick death, but you know.
And if you want to write to the BBC and say this is some rare type of tree and has to be preserved, you can stick it up your arse.
Yeah, it's only going to be vegans moaning about that, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. It's just cutting down a tree in the Arctic.
All those people who write in and say, you're only interested in expensive cars, you're damn right. The new Lamborghini Diana. This has got a V10 5-litre... I'm going to have to go to the lavatory if I have to say V10 5-litre engine again.
That's had complaints, him saying he's going to have to go to the lavatory for getting excited about a car. Unless they must have thought he was... they must have thought maybe he meant busting a nut in the lavatory as opposed to wetting himself with excitement.
I took a Ferrari to this road, OK, and I said that even though this was just 40 miles from London, in Hertfordshire, there was no traffic at all, and you could still enjoy it in the Ferrari that I was using. Well, we have been inundated with complaints, and I do mean inundated.
No, there have been a lot.
A lot, and people were absolutely furious. How dare the BBC say this is Hertfordshire? It plainly isn't. Well, you're right. I admit it, and I apologise. That is not Hertfordshire. It's Buckinghamshire, actually.
I think back then as well, because people were a little bit more serious, and I think the thing with modern technology and social media is everybody expects it to be a joke now. Everyone expects what they look at to be a meme or something silly. Back then, on the BBC, people watching it were of a certain demographic who were quite serious. They enjoyed proper comedy. When someone like Clarkson comes along and is, you know, saying, oh, this is Buckinghamshire, or this is wherever it is, close to London, and it clearly isn't, the demographic of people watching that are the sort of going to go, oh, absolutely not, you know, this is not correct. I think nowadays, these jokes, if they were made, would just be like, oh, he's a tit, you know, he's just being an idiot there and making a joke. So I think the problem you've got here is a lot of the things they're doing here are so common now, no one would bat an eyelid.
I'm sure a lot of you saw the Patagonia special, and I want to admit here and now in front of everybody, I made a terrible, terrible mistake. Nobody knows I'm going to do this, not the producers, nobody. But I want to get it off my chest now. Right in the middle of the programme, I said that the condor is the largest flying bird in the world. It isn't. It's the wandering albatross, and I'm deeply, deeply sorry.
Oh, well done for getting that off your chest. Well done. You feel better?
Are you joking?
I feel better.
If you make a mistake, own up to it, move on.
Talking of getting in touch, we had a number of people after last week's show got in touch to complain.
They did.
We had, well, I said something about a Muslim, OK? 2 complaints. You remember Jesus came last week? I talked to him. 3 complaints. We were slightly rude about Caravans.
Yeah, we sort of set one on fire a bit.
150
You're joking.
complaints.
Seriously.
150, and lots of people are now demanding an apology.
They are. So,
That's
we really
mental.
are sorry, and we promise that we will, all 3 of us, never ever go caravanning again.
No. I'm sorry we didn't burn more caravans.
You're right, so am I. Yeah.
This is a touchy subject, right? And one of the, you know, the clear rules in life are you don't talk about religion or politics. But what I find so amusing there is more people kicked off about them making a joke about a caravan than they did about Christianity and Islam. The thing is, we're all the bloody same, right? So people accept it's a joke. Kicking off about Caravans because they've set one on fire, it's just quite nice. It's actually quite refreshing to see, though, actually, that people have just sort of seen the jokes about the religious stuff and gone, it's just a joke, that's funny. Because everything you see in the media this day seems to be pushing everyone apart, and I don't think it's as bad as it's being made out to be. I think actually most people just love each other, and there's a lot of people out there trying to make out that we don't. But as long as we all love each other and respect each other, the world's going to go in the right direction. So just keep it up if you're loving everyone. But if you're burning Caravans, mate, you are in trouble because they are kicking off.
You know, we accidentally lit pipes last week.
A bit.
A hysterical woman who runs some hysterical organisation's got thin lips, the sort who take their own lunch to work, you know the sort? She got in touch and she pointed out, having demanded an apology from the BBC, she pointed out that you can't smoke anything now in the studio, anything. It doesn't matter if it's herbal, it doesn't matter if it's tobacco, you're not allowed to, which means it is now illegal to inhale the Mayor of London if he's on fire in here.
Oh, that's blown it.
Now, as you know, we get quite a few letters of complaint on Top Gear, and...
That's so random. I don't know if that was the complaint or not, but something about not being able to inhale the Mayor of London if he's on fire. I mean...
A lot of them are from communists and hippies, obviously, so we just ignore them.
Communists and hippies.
Last week, okay, we thought nobody would be watching because that epic tennis match was on, which...
We were all watching.
Which we were watching, yeah. Anyway, it turns out that one person was watching Top Gear, and boy, is he an eagle-eyed chap.
Eagle-eyed chap isn't what you called him when his letter arrived, mate.
I called him something smaller and fruitier than that. Nevertheless, he says, okay, he's watching the show, and I was driving an Alfa Romeo along the road, and he says, and he hasn't just complained to the BBC, he's complained to the police about this, that I clipped a double white line. Well, here's the footage.
Well, he's...
I mean, it's...
That should have
you've
been
clearly done it.
actually, with those sort of crossing the white line spotting skills.
Anyway, it does appear I'm bang to rights, and, you know, I think apologies where apologies are necessary. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I'm normally very fastidious about that sort of thing, but there we are, a mistake. Good job I'm not a brain surgeon. What is
I love the flippancy of it, though. I mean, it is funny, but again, like, he's clipped a couple of white lines as he's come into the overtaking zone. So, oh man, like, I'm struggling. I am, honestly, I don't know if this is, I'm struggling, mate. Like, I don't see how people are complaining about any of this.
What is interesting, however, is that the number of people who rang up and complained about me driving the Land Rover Discovery up a mountain is this long.
That's a lot.
That's how many people complained. The number of people who complained about us not wearing poppies,
That's no.
not one.
Right.
So hang on, that means nobody bothered to complain that we haven't commemorated our fallen soldiers, the people who gave us freedom to do what we want, but then they write in to complain that you've, run over some moss?
Yeah,
Or
that's
something.
basically it.
weird
I've
world.
killed moss.
It's a strange world we live in, isn't it?
Weirdest world in the world. In fact, I think I might drive up it again next week.
I mean, I guess they're making the right point there. I mean, for me, that's a personal thing to me. They've had the complaints about not wearing the poppy, only 2 people. But I think the thing is, right, the sort of people who are complaining about driving up the hill are the people that complain, right? The sort of people like me who would see them not wearing the poppy would go, oh, that's a bit shit, they're not wearing the poppy. But we don't go write a letter about it. And I think that just proves the sort of people that wear the poppy or have, you know, remember the people that fought for our rights to be doing what we're doing now. We generally don't have time to complain about crap, and we're a little less sensitive. And you know, there's nothing wrong with being sensitive if things upset you. I mean, I'm not saying that anybody's wrong for being upset by something or right, but I think it just shows the difference between people from the military like myself, being a Marine. I think people should wear the poppy, and I think they should wear it on TV. I think everyone should respect the military and people that have fallen, and it should never be forgotten. Am I going to write a letter in if somebody's not wearing it? No. Am I going to be offended if someone starts wearing a different colour to represent other people? Yeah, I am actually. That's different. When you start making a point against it, I think that's wrong. If you just forget to do something or you just have your own stance on it and quietly live your life like that, that's absolutely fine.
Now, the time has come, I fear. Lots of complaints after last week's programme.
You got copies on
Internet
now,
kind of
which is
awash
nice.
with hate, people demanding an apology, and I'm only too happy to give one. I am very sorry that I didn't put the GT2's time on the board. Really, I don't know what to say. And now this has enraged the Morris Marina Owners Club.
The what?
Morris Marina Owners Club. Ever heard of an organisation you want to be a member of less than that? What I've got here are some of the things they've been saying on the Morris Marina Owners Club website. Top Gear can eat and die. Clarkson and his cronies should be hung, drawn and quartered, or is that too good for them? Should be 2 T-double-O, just small. This just goes on and on. This is one of my favourites. I will send the BBC an email and I don't care if they don't read it. Well, you have.
They really are very, very angry, aren't they?
Mate.
Can I just say, joking aside, we don't like to upset any member of our audience, no matter how mad they might be, okay? So we undertake never to destroy another Morris Marina as long as we are on the air. And in fact, we've gone one better than that, because just this week we have been out and we have bought another Marina, okay? And it's a
brilliant.
beauty. It really is, absolutely. Low
Don't do
mileage.
it.
Leather seat. No, there's no woo about it. Leather seats.
Audience
We
are
brought
thinking
it
the
down.
same.
We've got it here. Look, this is live feed out to our track, and that is going to be preserved as an example of what. Oh
This is why I love Top Gear. That is
God!
brilliant.
I know.
Piano on it. How unlucky was that?
This is happening
just unlucky.
all the time. It's always happening at our track. It rains pianos here.
Honestly, after all that, completely inoffensive. There's nothing on there that even remotely warrants writing in or writing a letter of complaint. And the things that were complained about are certainly not the things that you'd expect to be complained about. Top Gear, I think they're brilliant. They've always brought an element of controversy, but it's always been tongue-in-cheek. It's always been fun. I don't think they're anything. I don't think they're bad people. They're just 3 blokes having fun. And unfortunately, in this day and age, being old school and having a bit of a laugh, a lot of people are just not on side with it anymore. I think to a degree that's all right. I think you need to be considerate of other people's emotions, but also, you know, some people just need to maybe stop being so sensitive to certain situations, because not everyone's out to get you. Just remember, be the best version of yourself, be a good person, and just try to get on with people and be kind and be friendly, and then we'll all be okay. And if you think you're going to say something that's genuinely going to offend someone, don't say it. Easy that really, isn't it? Guys, this has been good fun. This is our first reaction video. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be incredibly boring, but there's a lot of clips there that I've not actually seen. So I hope you had fun. I hope you, you enjoyed what you see. If you disagree with something that I've said, or if you're not on side with it, or something offended you, write in the comments, let us know, and even if we don't reply, send us a stern email. It's been awesome, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the push notification button, and check out some of our other videos.